Hello and welcome back to this edition of Daily Actives brought to you by Bootleg Macro. I'm Dustin. We are looking at Tesla once again, and wow, have things even gotten worse than they were before. When we look at the price of Tesla, we are at now down at $215. We hit $215.49 today. You look at the chart below, this is 9 months of Tesla data, and we're looking at the stock price. We've seen a rebound in the first half of the year, where in the second half of the year, the rebound is completely reversed. We nearly hit $300 here on the 19th of July. We hit $299. We are back down near $200, which before at some point in 2023, back in February and back in March here, it looks like was resistance. Now we're going to see if we can serve as support. When we look at the 1 day, 5 day, 15 day, and 1 month, we're rolling negative. Things are just yuck right now. We've got a price to fall on the future path, which is based on the correlation of volatility. The volatility is currently rising, right? Which is actually quite concerning because now the volatility is rising as the price is falling. That is a very ugly signal for where Tesla is right now. We look at the signals in terms of the trading signals. We do see that it has a go short on the short term, intermediate term, and longer term. That's been the signal essentially since it looks like the 4th or the 3rd of August when it was at 259. And when we look at the trend indicator here, that's exactly when we saw the short term go bearish and the intermediate term go bearish. We are now bearish on the longer term and have been for quite a while. It looks like we've been bearish since the 8th of July. Not great. The one benefit that you may see in Tesla at a certain point, especially when we look at the rolling sentiment here, being in a falling bear, which I know you don't know what this means, but that's not great. You want to see a rising bull. You want to see it being green, not red. The one positive thing that we do see right now is that on the 2-day bullish average, we are seeing it starting to kind of hit that high 30s. When you get to like 38, 35, 36, that's pretty much as low as it can go. Now, I don't want to give up the idea that possibly Tesla could go lower because it did hit 49. It looks like back in May, it did hit 41 back in March, and it was. Remember, if you can think back all the way to January of 2023, it was at 39% or even a little bit, 39.7. So we are at the lowest point that we've seen the entire year so far, which means that most likely we're going to get some mean reversion. There should be some upside momentum in Tesla at a certain point. We don't see on the trading signals anything positive. We're still bear. We don't have any bears on the key 3. We don't have any bulls on the key 3. We do have a big bear and we do have some small bears. I know that doesn't mean anything to you, but those are still signals of bearishness. When we look at the weekly, it doesn't look like it's been great. The daily, again, the concern that we've seen has been essentially that we were low volatility here as we fell, and now high volatility is coming in. This is the daily sentiment indicator. This is based off of, I think, 23 days of rolling difference between like the high and the low and the open and the close, and some concoction of that. And what you're looking at here is the essential 38% bullishness. I mean, Tesla doesn't really have much downside left. If we look at it on the weekly, though, the one thing I will definitely say is that we've seen it come down quite a bit. So it is at 51% on the bullishness. If you look at it through the week here, that's really positive to see. So you could see some potential moves up. I'm beginning to really get bullish for the fall. I'm really starting to get bullish for September, really getting bullish for October, really getting bullish for November. When I look at the kind of moves that we're seeing, the volume is starting to return. We've got, 2 more weeks left of August. People are going to be back in school. People are going to be back in their offices. The fall is going to be in the air and football will be on. This could be the beginning of a really good run in Tesla if you start to look at what this setup is, because we have breaking up volatility. While yes, the price is falling and the correlation is starting to fall as well, but at a certain point, this volatility is going to roll over. Not sure when. Tesla has been historically a very high volatility stock. You can see at least how this is calculated at 26 vol, where you've had times where it's gotten down to like a 5 vol. Right now, you're up at a 17. The nice thing is that the correlation has gone negative. So with this correlation being negative, if the price continues to break out, eventually it could roll over. If it rolls over while the correlation is still going negative, the price is at least going to stop going down. And 200 seems like a very reasonable level. When we look at the trade range, the one thing that I can say that I find to be not necessarily positive is that the top of the range is starting to dive down. And now, because the previous low of the range was 290 when we were up at these levels, now it's at 286. So it isn't really great to see the idea that the range is coming down, but the bottom of the range we're at least already at. Like, we've gone below the range, and that's not necessarily a bearish signal or a bullish signal. It's just a signal that you hope that you weren't a part of, because this isn't really going well right now. But I think in the fall, there's a good opportunity where we could see a huge reversal. Because again, we even look at the ultra fast, we're at 41%. That's really around as low as we got in March, as low as we got, or in May, as low as we got in March, right? We got 41% as low as we were in January. So there's definitely an opportunity for higher highs ahead. And even on the weekly, it looks like the setup is pretty good. But tell me what you think in the comments below. Are you long? Are you short? Do you like it? Do you love it? Is this even a good review? And before you go, don't forget to subscribe to the New High newsletter. We give you 25 stocks to your inbox every single Sunday. And I want to show you something else. Do you see this here? where you can get the Swift trading program, where what we'll be able to do is give you the bullish and bearish transitions that you're seeing from the long term inside of the S&P 500 holdings. If you want to find out more information about this, just click the link in the description below in the YouTube video, because this is actually going to have a special sign up that is going to be for people who just want to learn about the Swift trading Chrome extension. Talk to you soon. I'll talk to you soon.